Good morning, everybody. It is Melissa Johnson speaking. I hope you are all doing well this Wednesday morning. I am pretty excited because I am, of course, launching a new vlogging series today, or vlog/blog series today. And you'll have to forgive me because, as you know, I like to vlog onto my professional Facebook profile, and at the same time, I just want to share into my groups. But it looks like Facebook is a little bit behind, so I'm just going to keep an eye on that. Hopefully, oh, here we go. I'm just going to share this, and so that everyone can join and everyone can get notified. I'll just share it onto my page and then I can get started. So thank you for waiting. Post. Okay, so new vlogging series. Pretty excited actually. I've been thinking about doing this for a while, and I finally just walked in the office today and said, that's it. I am getting started. So the new series is all about you can't pour from an empty cup. I cannot find who originally said that. So if you know, I'd love to know so I can quote it properly and give reference to the appropriate person. And look, this is all about really starting to learn how to cultivate the habit of checking how full your cup really is. Because I think we really overestimate at times what our reserves are, and then all of a sudden they're completely depleted and it's a little bit too little too late. So this is going to be all about, one, reminding you to check in on a daily basis to see how full your cup really is. And then we're going to talk a lot about different tips, different strategies, different actions, or perhaps a few challenges that you can try and you can implement in order to keep your cup reasonably full. I think it's really super important. The reason why I'm decided to do this now is there seems to be a bit of a common theme happening at the moment, but in my professional life, in my professional Facebook groups, amongst colleagues, amongst friends and family, and even with myself, that everyone seems to be feeling particularly stressed and almost a little bit burnt out. I'm not entirely sure why. I don't know if it's because we start the year off in a bit of a sprint. We have tons of goals that we've set for ourselves and we're quite excited and we just go for it. And next minute we look up and we're still trying to get over Christmas and Easter's 2 weeks down the track and the school term's about to finish, and all of a sudden we're starting to feel pretty fatigued and exhausted and tired. So this is a bit of a reminder of what we can do about it, because it's really important to prevent stress, exhaustion, and burnout. I think in the modern day, we experience stress so much more frequently and to a much more intense level than what we probably ever have over in the last 50 years or so. I think the demands that we place upon ourselves and the expectations that we place upon ourselves have increased. We feel as if we need to be the best of everything and be superhuman at everything, whether that be work full time, raise our children, have a perfect house, have great friends, have a great social life, look amazing, and all of those sort of stereotypes. But we feel this pressure, either externally or internally, to keep going, to keep at it, and to be perfect and wonderful at everything. And of course, when we're doing that, it creates quite a lot of stress. And the problem with stress is the stress response really was only meant to be short term. It's a protective strategy. It's something that helps us in the short term. It's not meant to be utilized over a long-term period. The body cannot maintain stress and the stress response over a long-term period, which is why it's so important to start cultivating this habit of checking to see how full our cup is, and then keeping it at a decent reserve level in order to manage or regulate this stress response that we have. So I want to talk a little bit more about stress and the stress response, and I've prepared something for you. If you have followed my previous vlogs, you may have seen me or watched me talk a little bit about the Yerkes-Dodson law, and it's a law around performance and arousal. And I have actually prepared something for you, and I think I'm going to have to try and flip the camera so that you're not reading it backwards. So just give me 2 seconds. Hi Monique, hi Kim, thank you both for joining. Oh, is it gonna let me flip? Let's have a look. Flip, flip, flip. And there we go. Hi, I'm flipped. So, I hope you can see this. Which way do we need to go? Here we go. Yerkes-Dodson law. So essentially what they have said is we have arousal along the bottom and we have performance up the top. Now, as our arousal level increases, so it's going from low to high, okay, our performance actually does improve a little bit. So you'll see when we're at low levels of arousal, we have quite weak performance. This is when we're sleeping, okay? There's not much going on there. There's not a high level of arousal. As our arousal level does start to increase, we get a little bit of mild alertness. We get a little bit more interest, a little bit more motivated. Now, this is quite important because if we had no level of arousal or no sort of stress response at all, we'd never be motivated to get up off the couch and get started, whether it be for the housework or to go to work or to, you know, start that degree or that study or whatever it is we've been putting off. So we do need a certain level of arousal in our life. It's important. And it gets to a point where it becomes there's an optimal, sorry, I'm going backwards because it's all flipped. Optimal arousal and optimal performance. So you can see that we do have a level of arousal that can be really helpful to make sure we have good optimal performance. What happens after that? As that arousal level continues, as our stress response continues, we start to experience more levels of stress, anxiety, and then that leads to panic. And of course, the more stressed, anxious, and panic we become, where does our performance go? Back down the drain. So if we don't moderate those levels, I'm just going to flip myself back. If we don't moderate those levels of arousal, if we don't moderate our stress, if we don't look after ourselves, if we don't check how full our cup is, our actual ability to perform in our areas of life will start to decline. That's not what we want because then it will only exacerbate further stress. Okay, so that is all about stress. It's all about learning to cultivate, to check how full is our cup and then what do we do about it. And that's what this vlogging series is going to be all about. I'm going to give you lots of different suggestions and I'm going to work with 2 ideas or 2 models really. And then what I like to call the inside out and the outside in. So 2 approaches. The outside in is really about looking at external factors in our environment that are impacting our levels of stress and our fatigue and, you know, burnout. And really having a look at what we can do about it or if we have any options to do anything with it, I guess, in order to rebalance. So if, for example, you had something in particular that was a bit out of the ordinary stress-wise, let's say at work with a colleague who is being rather unpleasant, you might need to have a look at some strategies around interpersonal skills and managing that, approaching that person or approaching the right person to help to minimize that stress. Perhaps it's about, you know, approaching your employer and talking to them about your caseload. Perhaps it's about looking at putting the children into daycare an extra day so that you've got more time to do what it is that you need to do. Perhaps it's about, you know, increasing your exercise, your diet, all those sort of external factors that help to moderate the anxiety that you experience. So that's the outside in, working on the environment, the system that's really having the impact on you and trying to keep it in balance. The other approach is the inside out. So let's face it, sometimes it doesn't matter how well balanced the external factors are, they're still there and they're still stressful. We still need to go to work. We still need to come home. We still need to have dinner cooked. We still need to look after the kids. We still need to pay the bills. We still need to deal with A, B, C, D, and E that's happening. So it's really, I think, important to learn some strategies that are internally based in order to sort of keep you insular, I guess, from those external stresses. And these are things like cognitive strategies, so really work on mindset in order to look at, you know, how we think about these stresses, how we manage these stresses, and how much we allow them to impact us, how consumed we get by the thinking about them. and also action. So action in order to minimize our stress response to these external environments or these external cues, really. So that is what this vlogging series is all about. It's all about reminding you to check in on your reserves, see how full your cup really is, and give you some strategies and tips and some suggestions around maintaining your reserves in your cup. And some of them are going to be inside out and the others are going to be outside in. I'm not going to lie, they're not all going to suit you. I think we're all different people. We'll have different personality styles. And I think it's about finding what works for you. So some of the suggestions I'm going to make, you might not like. You might know that they don't work for you, and that's okay. They might work for somebody else, and someone else might find them amazing, and that's okay too. But I do think that at times it's important to challenge yourself and test something out or try something new in order to really build your skill base of making sure that you are keeping your cup as full as possible. And one of my amazing colleagues, Samantha Dew from Samantha Dew Counselling, all the way on the other side of Australia, once said, it's not all about bubble baths and massages. And I think that's really, you know, a great way to put it, because I think when we talk about, you know, you've got to look after yourself, self-care, blah, 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 we hear it all the time. And yes, it's important, but I think we hear it so much, we sort of tune out. We think, oh, I don't have time for a massage, I don't have time for a bubble bath, that's not my type of thing, it doesn't work for me. And you know what? It might not, and that's okay. Someone else might find that extremely rejuvenating and extremely helpful, but it doesn't mean that you need to. So I'm not going to be giving you lots of strategies around, okay, go and have a bubble bath, go and have a massage, and all of those sort of things. I might at times, because for some people they find them helpful. These are going to be more practical strategies that you can implement on a daily basis. They're not necessarily going to take a lot of time. I'm not going to say you need to carve out an hour or 5 hours or a day or a week of your schedule in order to do this. It's all about more frequent, regular updates to keep that cup full. Okay, I think I have told you everything I want to talk about today. I do look forward to coming to you for the next vlog around what it is, some tips and strategies that you can challenge yourself really to work on or try out. And if it doesn't work for you, that's fine. If it does, that's great too. I don't know how long this series is going to go for. I haven't decided yet. I don't know how often I'm going to come to you. I haven't decided yet. It will either be probably 2 or 3 times a week. It will be either in video form or via vlog post or blog post on Facebook and also on Instagram. If you're not following on Instagram, please do. So it'll be in written or video format or both, depending on what the content is. So do keep an eye out. So if you don't want to miss anything, make sure you have liked the Thriving Mind Psychology Clinic Facebook page. And also, if you really want to, you can join the Thriving Lives, Thriving Mind, Thriving Lives closed Facebook group, because all of that content will always be posted in that group. That is it for me today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I do look forward to getting this series started, and we'll come to you in the next few days with the first few tips and suggestions that I have for you. Please do let me know if you have any other questions. Please send me likes and loves or any comments if you have any questions or you want to know more. And that is it. Thank you so much, of course. Now, my phone is going crazy. I don't even know how to finish this vlog. It's all, I think Facebook have done some updates, and I've just found the finish button. Hi Monique, thank you so much for watching, and Kim, thank you for watching as well. Would love to hear your feedback. Okay, that's it for me. Bye for now.